Hey everyone, and welcome to the Dota 2 Builds of the Week, the weekly series where I show you guys top 5 meta builds to help you get started with new heroes in Dota 2. As always, a link to my Twitch is down in the description down below, as is a link to each of the 5 builds we're discussing today. Today we're beginning with Naga Siren. Position 1 Naga Siren is an excellent choice, particularly in the DPC and professional meta. A lot of NA teams, particularly Arteezy and EG, like to pull out the illusion heroes, and Naga Siren is one of the go-tos in the pro meta. If you are a player that can master a hero like this, you might find a lot of success, in particular at the low MMRs, where she's not very popular as a choice. The build is straightforward, but has some nuance to it. You are taking Mirror Image and Riptide immediately. You are going to avoid taking Song of the Siren until much later on. You will be taking Ensnare at level 9, and you are taking Movement Speed and the Mirror Image talents as well. The benefit to this is that although your Song of the Siren can be used as a good escape or an initiation, you want to maximize your farming and damage dealing capabilities with Riptide and Mirror Image and be able to secure kills with a value point of Ensnare. With that being said, itemization revolves around stats. Naga Siren wants to benefit her illusion with as many stats as possible, and that's why you're going Power Treads into Manta style, finally into Scatty and a Heart of Tarask. Now, yes, this is an extremely greedy illusion build, but it's one of the builds that provides her with the greatest strength overall, especially in games that tend to go longer, and you finish it off with the Aghanim Scepter, which really improves your ensnare capabilities. With that being said, optional items, Diffusal Blade, a great option in certain games. You're also seeing some Orchid being built every once in a while. If you're against right-clicking carries, Butterfly will give you that added survivability while giving you the agility that benefits your DPS, and obviously BKB when necessary, and MKB. And Silver's Edge is a niche item, but one that sees a lot of work on position 1 Naga Siren as well. In position 2 mid, Void Spirit's a hero that sees a tremendous amount of play in the pro scene and also at all levels of Dota 2. What's interesting about Void Spirit is that he has tremendous mobility, a ton of damage, and a tremendous amount of utility as well, in particular with his Aghanim Scepter, which creates a Resonant Pulse that provides an AoE silence with 2 charges. A fantastic hero with a ton of mobility. The build revolves around taking as much harass potential as you can with Resonant Pulse early on, an Aether Remnant to be able to secure some combat potential in the laning phase. Dissimulate, which is a great dodge, especially if you're against someone like an Invoker or anybody that might have some sort of combo they might want to pull on you. Dissimulate provides you with an excellent dodge and escape. Moreover, you are taking your Bottle ASAP into Null Talisman. Phase Boots is a great option for him, and you're getting your Yule Scepter because Yule Scepter not only provides you with the movement speed and mana generation and intelligence that benefits Void Spirit as an intelligence-based hero, but it also gives him 2.5 seconds by which he can wait for Astral Step or Dissimulate to come online so that he can escape. It also allows him to set up Aether Remnant by kind of cycloning an enemy and setting up the Aether Remnant on top of the landing spot. So that is a great item. Kaya Sanj is fantastic. It gives him all the stats he needs and allows him to amplify his farm and strength potential very early on. And of course, the Aghanim Scepter, which is absolutely core on him right now. It is one of the best Aghanim Scepters in the game, and the AoE silence on 2 charges is truly remarkable. And then you go into Shard, which improves your Dissimulate potential, and finally a Lincoln Sphere, which adds to your late game survivability while giving you some vital stats and regeneration as well. There's also some extension items you can go. BKB, always a valuable item. You are seeing some really, if you're off to a really great start, Orchid builds are pretty popular with Void Spirit if you get off to a phenomenal start and become the premier ganker of your team. Deso and Mage Slayer are kind of weird, greedy items. Mage Slayer is one of those items that I think has a lot of interesting potential, and you see get picked up in some pro games every once in a while, thanks to it benefiting him in so many different ways, particularly because he is an intelligence-based hero. And then finally, your Aeon Disc and Shiva's Guard as a super late game extension items when required. Alright, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Alex, why are you showing me Beastmaster gameplay? We've had this conversation before. No one wants to play Beastmaster. But listen, even if you're at low MMR, I think Beastmaster is a primarily fantastic offlaner that's worth learning. He's one of my most played heroes. I absolutely love him, and I am literally one of the only players that plays him in my bracket. And if you're a player that wants to expand their hero pool while playing a meta offlaner that pros and high-end Dota players do turn to. Beastmaster, in particular when the Zoom meta is popular, is one of those heroes. And his build right now has a very straightforward path in which you are building towards, Call of the Wild boar while building Inner Beast as well, so you can push that tower and create a lot of lane pressure. You're building right into Helm of the Dominator, focusing in on your Helm of Iron Will first to kind of solidify your laning stage, give you the armor and regeneration you need. You're building a Ring of Basilius into a Helm of the Overlord, so you basically build Ring of Basilius, you finish your Vlads, you get the Helm of Overlord, and now you're basically an absolute menace for that mid-game portion. You're getting drums and your shard. The shard makes a really interesting utility with your stun and the bird, and the drums allow you to push down any tower. Basically, if at any point you're with your beasts and you're pushing a tower with lane creeps, they have to respond to you, because or else you will melt things with Drums of Endurance and Inner Beast together. And finally, Assault Cuirass amplifies everyone around you, just as Drums of Endurance do as well. Basically, you enable your entire team to take objectives so fast. You punish any mistake the enemy makes, and if you really want to have fun, you can also take mana regen into the Wild Axes build. Build a, go Arcane Boots into Egnum Scepter Aether Lens, and do the Wild Axes build, which is just a ton of fun. I love memeing with that build. He's a great hero. I'm telling you, you got to give him a shot. All right, honestly, I almost couldn't bring myself to feature Pudge in this series. I had to do it eventually. I hadn't featured him yet, and quite frankly, Pudge is absolute garbage, but I know you want to play him. I'm kidding. Great Pudges are great Pudges, but there are no great Pudges in my games. They're all terrible. And you know what? It's okay, because maybe you're the next great Pudge, and here is how you do it, okay? Basically, what you're doing is you're taking Meat Hook with 2 points into Rot early by level 3. This allows you to get on, you hook someone, you get on top of them with that movement slow and the damage. Rot scales very aggressively early on, doubling in damage, basically. Well, not doubling in damage, but doubling in damage from level 1 to 2, and then adding 30 damage each time. It's a very significant amount of damage. While applying a slow, you get on top of someone, you're right-clicking them while you're rotting. It's absolutely fantastic. You are taking a lot of regen early on. He has almost no mana pool whatsoever, no mana regeneration at all, and that's why the build that I like is going Tranquils into Soul Ring. The reason for this is because Soul Ring does not apply a debuff to Tranquils. It doesn't count as actual damage because it's HP removal. Therefore, what happens is you get to keep regenerating through the effect of Soul Ring, and then you go a quick Urn of Shadows, because you want to be on top of kills, you want to be roaming, you want to be taking that added damage. Urn of Shadows with Rot creates a tremendous amount of kind of DPS damage, while going Aether Lens and Blink Dagger to secure the deal. Basically, with Aether Lens, your Dismember range becomes massive, as is your Hook range. You can blink on any target, and even if they try and run away, your Dismember range is so massive, you'll just pull them in and allow your team to get on top of them and spank them. Outside of that, if you get rich, you do have some extension items. Obviously, your Spirit Vessel, from your urn. You can, if you're getting focused on by right clickers, you can go Scepter. If you want to actually support like a support should be, you can do the 4-staff Glimmer builds. Later on though, Lotus Orb is an item that sometimes is a position 4 you're able to build, because you get a little bit of farm, you get some kills, you got that flesh heap going, you're tanky as hell, and Lotus Orb just really benefits your team. And once again, same thing with Shivas, right? You dismember somebody, you're popping Shivas, you're doing so much damage, you're affecting everyone around you, you're tanky as hell because of flesh heap, and if you're absolutely loaded, Overwhelming Blink is a great option as well. All right, position 5 hard support, Disruptor. Now listen, Disruptor is one of those heroes that is actually extremely difficult to play well. He's a hero that I often hear thrown around as, oh, that's a really beginner-friendly hero. You put Thunderstrike on guys and they die, and it's fun. It's easy lane. Yes, he's a very good laner, but to glimpse Kinetic Field Static Storm combo appropriately, you need to practice him. And, he's a fantastic hero with a ton of late game utility. That's one of the things that makes Disruptor so great, is that even in the late game, when you get his Ags and you're muting items in Static Storm, you are absolutely a train wreck of a team fighter, and you can single-handedly win games. And the build is really straightforward, right? You're taking the magic wand because you want to kind of, that added burst of regeneration is so valuable for him, because you want to be mixing up, you want to be moving around, you want to be kind of getting in fights, you want to be glimpsing. You're taking Tranquil Boots and Glimmer Cape because you have no inherent escape. I mean, Glimpse is kind of an escape. If someone's chasing you, glimpse them away, but Glimmer Cape does provide you with a ton of utility. You could use 4-staff, it's a good 4-staff game, or Go Scepter Scepter if it's a good Ghost Scepter game, but you do want a defensive item for both you and your team. And obviously your Aghanim Scepter, one could argue that going Aether Lens before could be of value, but the team fight potential, like Aghanim Scepter is just so huge in late game team fights. You want to have it. You absolutely want to have it. With that being said, you cannot argue against Aether Lens. And of course, you do have some other items as well that can be valuable. Veil of Discord, if you have a lot of magic damage on your team, obviously it benefits you in every single way, but you only have 2 damage dealing abilities, right? So everything else is a utility based item. So Veil of Discord really only works when you know, your team can offset the amount of DPS damage you're putting out as well. And finally, Solar Crest is great if you have a right click and carry. You should be in the back safe. You don't really need the armor so much, because if like a Ricky jumps on you, you're dead anyway. So it's kind of better off if you kind of allow your carry to carry the game while you provide the utility in the Glimpse, Kinetic Field, and Static Storm. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of our wonderful subscribers. We will see you in the next Dota 2 video.